We're here. We are here. Oh, this is a nice facility. It's right by the falls too. Yeah. Alright, we gotta hurry up because you gotta sign in. We gotta hurry the fuck. Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Jacked. Why Joe here today? Today we're coming at you with the regionals vlog. So we got about 5 minutes till kickoff here. Yeah, I got everything sorted out, ready to go. Yeah, so it's in Niagara Falls. We're pretty hyped, right? We haven't had a regional since 2.5 years ago exactly from today, so we're pretty hyped about it. So yeah, there's about 200 people here, some pretty good players. Yeah, it's a pretty good. We're at the convention center. It's a pretty nice area and site. Yeah. So yeah, of course I'm running DDD. He's running
kind of playing Despia or Branded
Despia. It's actually a pretty good deck. So yeah, so we're gonna cook some people with DDDs I think today. The deck list is looking pretty good. I got it down to a solid 40, and I think we're gonna catch some people off guard. I mean, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Can either go one way or another. I just switched over my sleeves to some PC whites, player's choice. I'm used to Dragon Shields and like they're slipping right out of my hands. So yeah, so I'm gonna go back in, shuffle my deck up a little bit more I think, and yeah, we're gonna get ready to see what's to come. So we'll keep you up to track with our records and stuff as we go through. Yeah. And I'll also do a deck profile like in another video regardless of how I do. So yeah, all right, we'll see you guys in the venue. All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Tournament pack entries. Let's go. Let's see what we pull. Oh,
chicken noodles.
Yes. Oh, let's go. Starfrost. That's a good bet.
$11 card now?
I'm looking for Wonderland or somebody has it.
No, homie.
No,
sorry, man.
Mortal Dragon? That's a pretty good. Yeah,
get out of here with that Eldritch.
Yeah.
You trying to lose today or what? Oh yeah, 3 on charge. It sends from hand, right? I need to know what that shit does. That.
Best card?
I know. Oh!
Do you know? That's actually...
That's good.
Okay guys, so round 1 is complete. Played against Salamangreat. That was a pretty fast 2-0 I'd say. Yeah, it went pretty good for me. What about you?
No, I got 2-0'd
Yeah,
by Punk.
2-0 by Punk.
Yeah, no, he just had the answers.
Just had the answers, man. So it's a 186 person tournament, and which is a pretty good turnout. The cap was 200. Yeah, I mean there's gonna be 8 rounds, so we got 7 more to go. You lose the first one, you could still come out topping. So it is what it is. So keep going strong. The DDs are impeccable. So all right, we'll see you guys after round 2. All right, guys. So round 2 is over. I'm now X1.
I'm X2. That's the exact same deck.
Yeah, he played literally card for card, exact same list. Just lost in 3. So the way mine went was I bricked game 1. I was playing Brand Despia. I bricked game 1, going first, and then he just had like a crazy hand. Game 2, I just opened nuts with anti-spell, just auto scoop. Then game 3, we still had like 25 minutes, but it literally was such a slow game because I gammoned his Aliber and he passed. And then my opening hand was Cyclone, Cyclone Gamma Call By. Sounds pretty good, right? Cyclone Gamma Call By, Necro Slime, and Necro Slime. And then I top decked I top decked another Gamma. Oh no, I top decked a Typhon. Oh, no, I already had a Typhon. I don't even know. I already had Typhon somehow, so I was trying to go for Necro, and then he banished off DD Crow. And literally after that, I just top decked. I was sitting on Zeus and top decked 4 hand traps in a row. So I had no engine. And he just ripped a Brandon Fusion. I lost. So yeah, but it'll happen. It had to happen at some point in 8 rounds. So
I need to play against a different deck, bro. This is my worst matchup. I can't play against it. So
right. So yeah, we got to get those rounds out early times. We're getting it out of the way. Round 2 is good. So stuff like that doesn't happen like ever, but it does. So we got that out of the way. Let's see. Can we go X1? Yeah, we're definitely going X1. Let's go X1. Okay, tournament report here. I lost out on you guys for the last few rounds because I've been so close to time here, but David, how are you?
I dropped alright. I went X3. Some guy, my last round, someone baguska and salad, and then I couldn't do anything game 3. I just didn't go against the matchups I wanted to, so it happens.
Yeah, it happens. Most of us have dropped. I, on the other hand, am X1-1 after round 5. So 3 more rounds to go, which isn't bad. Basically, so round 3 I played against Dinos, like my worst matchup. I still cooked. Round 4 was against, I tied. That was against Tito my boy Tito from Triff's Locals. So it was a slower game, but like our first game was like 24 minutes or something like that, but it is what it is. We were just kind of chilling. Game 3, I played my man, fellow DD player. I won in 3. He was on Drytron, and I lost roll. So you don't hear that too much against Drytron. So yeah, we'll see what happens after. Weird feeling, but I want some food.
Bofa.
Bofa. All right, we'll see you after the next round.
Nice.
All right, guys. So as you can see, you're now in the car. We're not in the facility anymore. None of us from the hometown are actually at the facility anymore. We all kind of left. So yeah, I lost round 6. I was X2-1 and decided to just drop. See, there's 2 more rounds, so if I won the last 2, I was more than likely bubbling in the top 32, especially with my pairings. The thing was though, like I just found, unless I was getting top 16 or higher, I didn't really care. Like if I got a Nats invite, I'm probably not going to Nats, to be honest. Like it's just not something like I entertain, and just probably don't have the time to go out of the way for. But if I got top 16 or higher, like got like the mat and stuff, it was worth it. But that's kind of why I was there, like top 8, top 16 kind of thing. But yeah, so I ended up losing to Sorcel. It was actually like so bad. Like I couldn't believe it. It was complete variance. Like I lost to complete variance, and it was a extremely fast 2-0. Like what happened was, game 1, I opened Lamia, Small World, and 3 nib, like all side by side. I'm like, well, if I can get Kepler off, like get a Kepler off Small World, this isn't terrible, but like whatever. No clue what he's on, right? So I'm like, this might work. So I bridged the Lamia. I wasn't gonna bridge nib to like tell him I was on nib game 1. Bridged, and then when I activated Small World, he was actually thinking. Like I've never had someone actually think on a Small World. And he was thinking on ashing it. I was like, okay, now I know you have ash, number 1, and like number 2, why would you ever ash a Small World? I was so lost. I was like, okay, like whatever. He lets it through. I grab Kepler, normal summon Kepler, like immediately ashes the Kepler, and I'm like, why is this working? Like usually, you DD players know what it's like when they ash Kepler and it actually works. Yeah, that was that. So I just passed. Like right away, I was like, yeah, pass. So he goes, and he goes Moyi. He goes Moyi, reveal the, or sorry, doesn't go Moyi first. He's on Sorcel. He goes Long Yuan, goes right for Baron. Then he goes Moyi, and I'm like, yeah, like, okay, so he's playing around nib, and I couldn't do anything about it. He just killed me because I already burned 12 and swung at me for 68. I was like, yeah, that was quick. So I was like, yep. Game 2, oh my gosh. I draw 2 Kepler. Sounds pretty good, right? 2 Kepler. And then I draw 2 Ash and a Veiler. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So it sounds pretty good. It's a 1-card combo, right? But I summoned the Kepler, and he right away imperms it. I'm like, why is this working for him? I'm like, usually this isn't working. So the thing that cheesed me was the fact that like if I actually had a good hand, I know for a fact I would have probably just smothered him, because he definitely didn't have like a good, like he probably had like the least amount of knowledge that I found from playing through today on like where to hit the deck. And that was an advantage I had, but I couldn't do anything because I just lost to my own deck pretty much, right? So again, he had Baron Moyi stuff again, and I was like, okay, like it was just a rewind of, so I veilered the Moyi. But then he was able to go, he played it kind of weird, like he you didn't get a Baron, so he's playing into Nib at this point, and but I only had the Ash left, and then I could see because he already had the 10 he plays rolling. I literally gave up so hard that I just ashed his Moye draw. Like he chained like 2 to chain block Shisha. I was like, yeah, he had like 1 card and I was like, whatever, I'll just ash your. I'm like, I'm just gonna ash this, whatever. Like I knew I was losing, so I was like, whatever. And yeah, he kills me. Like I just scooped like right after he searched the other card. He searched Emergence, searched, and then I just scooped. So yeah, it was quick. Like I said, it was rough because I like just from seeing how he reacted and like responded to the cards I was playing, told me that like if I had a good hand, it would have been over like fast. So like, it is what it is because I know the Sword Soul matchup so well, but I didn't have a chance. Like it was just like whatever. So yeah, that was rough. Like every single game I lost today was out of straight variance. Like it wasn't misplays. It was literally just I lost to my own deck. Like that one game, round 2. So to like recap my rounds, right? It was 1 was Salamangreat, 2 was Branded Despia, 3 was Dinos, 4 was Branded Despia Shadal, and then 5 was Sword Soul. And then oh no, I'm missing a match, right?
Yeah.
What am I missing? Oh, I played Drytron, the homie with the other DD player. If you guys seen that one video, the guy went top 32 at the Montreal Regionals with DDDs. That was him. He was my boy. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Like overall, it was really cool because like a bunch of people, especially that one time when I played him, and there's a guy right beside him that was on the table beside me that was playing DDDs, and they both like just knew me. Like, and the guys that were watching, they all knew me. It was pretty cool. So yeah, a bunch of people like it was pretty cool just going. Like a bunch of people recognized me and like just like said hey and stuff. I was like, man, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, overall that was really good. Just unfortunate like the way it went for me today. It was like I said, X2 won. I think if I just played through and I won the last 2, I would have more than likely had a top 32 with the amount of people that were there and just my matchups. But yeah, it's just I don't know, playing out for top 32 unless you're getting a mat or anything. I'm not gonna go to Nats if I got an invite. If anything, I just got in top 32. It just doesn't do anything for me, so I just decided to like say screw it, I'm not gonna play the last 2. I'm just gonna go home, grab something to eat because it was 3:30. I hadn't eaten anything but breakfast, and yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, definitely unfortunate. Like I said, literally the loss I had today. I explained round 2 what happened when I lost. Literally, he kind of like I gave it his Aliber, and he didn't really have anything, and then I had like literally no engine pretty much. And just top deck 4 hand traps in a row until he hit a Branded Fusion and just killed me. I was like, man. So yeah, I lost to my own deck today, unfortunately. It's not like there's not anything wrong with the deck. I'm gonna profile it when I get home, just really quick. Nothing at all wrong with the deck. It was just the fact that I just got really unlucky hands today. Like, kind of sucked, but it is what it is, right? So it happens. So. Anyways, David, how did your tournament go?
No, didn't. Didn't go. First 2. The thing with Predaplant is that it's really good into certain matchups, but the matchup it's not good into, it's really not good into. Like any punk deck, it gets obliterated by. You can't play through like Barone or Scythe Walk, obviously. I mean, most decks can't, but that's why it's so good right now. But yeah, no, it just falls short against those decks. And my first 2 matchups were 2 of the exact same Brave Punk decks doing the exact latest Barone combo with Scythe Dagda or Hauk Dagda, and yeah, like whatever I did, they just went full combo anyways. Or like oh yeah, game 1 the guy took I had so many interruptions, but he had a Hauk out and it's like Griffin Rider with no token, and some other dark monster. He made dark, took my Mirror Jade, and then linked off into access code and swung for game. There's Celine access code, and then swung for game with my Mirror Jade. So yeah, that was interesting. Those were my first 2 matchups. The third match was Virtual World. He was a returning player, but he knew what he was doing, so it was like a returning player. Yeah, no, I just had the answers for his stuff, so it was just unfortunate. But he was chill, and the last guy was chill as well. I was playing Salad, and Baguska just destroyed my deck, and then I dropped after round 4. Yeah, no. If I'd known that it was gonna be a lot more, if I had known the matchup was that bad beforehand, because I tested against like every deck except that for some reason. Okay. Yeah, that road's all fucking. Yeah, if I did any other, like Despia Sword Soul, Predaplant's like insane into, so I was hoping I'd match up against that, but no, I didn't see it today. So yeah, that was basically the report. But I do have some spice I'm thinking of that I want to try that Tuesday if it goes well. I might profile it, so nice.
Yeah, so back on this sketchy road. Oh my god, oh, here we go, it's done. So yeah, definitely some weird decks that showed up today. Like there's a lot of outlets. I had pretty good matchups, right? Like I'm not gonna say every single one of my matches went bad, right? I mean I was X1-1 going into round 6, which isn't too bad. I just expected to hold that ground for the rest. Like I said, if I had good hands round 6, like I won the roll, I think I was just laughing because game 2, I have so many sides for Sword Soul that it's just like GG's. Like if I open like I usually open 3 hand traps and like at least 2 card combo, it's usually just like GG's. Yeah, I didn't really go any of our ways today, which happens. So surprised my homie Richard too. Like Richard, last regional he was at was top. He was I think he came like 20. He was 24th or something at the Detroit regionals, and he came here and dropped round 3. Like it's just that's just
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh! Like it was a weird tournament today. It was fun, but there's a lot of good players too. I mean it's like Toronto area, right? Like there's a lot of those guys, and we went down there too. It was just just unfortunate. Like I'm literally gonna call this section like the rant section because that's just ranting to a camera about like how we did, but you can't win them all, right? I mean, I literally have like Yu-Gi-Oh body right now, or like from sitting down and like my brain thinking from playing DDDs, like I'm just sore. So like it helps me like feel like looser, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, really unfortunate that like I said, I'm gonna profile the deck when I get home. It's pretty much the same, but I have like some differences. I might try something a little bit different next time because I felt like I was missing some things, but at the same time I wasn't. I'll go over then the deck profile, but yeah, like I said, I didn't make any misplays or anything. It was just I literally lost to my own deck. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't the deck. It was just the fact that I was drawing cards. It just didn't make sense for the ratios I was playing to. It was like, oh well, it happens, but it shouldn't happen that often. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
unfortunate, but it's Yu-Gi-Oh, so you can't win everything, I guess.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
Alright guys, well, we'll see you at home. We'll just hover over our deck list when we get home and just kind of explain the ratios, so
Yeah.
see you in a bit.
See you.
Alright guys, so a little bit of an outro here, just a quick deck profile. Just my updated list, what I played for today.
Just skimming through it quick.
Just gonna skim through it quick, right? So it's
Nothing's changed
really
too much.
different, but I can explain like what I might change going forward. So the main deck count is 40 cards. Just want to put that out there. I really wanted to put it to 40 because I wanted to see Baron lines as frequently as possible and my hand traps as much as possible. Like so the list I'm playing right now has a 44% chance to see 2 hand traps. And with the mix of call by, it's about a 47 or 40. It's a 47, I think, with call by. To see call by, like call by is essentially hand trap this format because it deals with a lot of things going second. So anyways, this doesn't change. I'll just kind of like go over like what performed really well today. I mean, like Griffin, I think outperformed today. I used like 4 of his effects in one turn multiple times today. Yeah, the deck's orientated to go towards the 3-card combo because that's how you bring up this deck's true colors and how it plays through a lot of multiple interruptions because there is a lot of hand traps again in the format. So focusing on the 3-card combo is really crucial, I think. But this is standard regardless of how you're gonna build. Like, don't play this less than 3. So yeah, that's standard. It doesn't change, right? Troll Sign was awesome today. 2 Orthros. I think this is just standard to play 2. Really good card. I mean, right? It's a spell and trap removal. This is why this deck has such a good like mind matchup and stuff, right? So for the last of the pendulums, we're playing this. So I was debating on playing the Rage package. I was kind of thinking about it, and through like testing and stuff, like realistically, whenever the Rage package does come up, it's like Rage is good itself to turn off hand traps, but there's other ways to combo. Like you have the Baron combo like every single time you have the Rage combo, unless you're playing map. So basically, the Rage combo, it plays right into Nib. What I'd rather do is, because usually if I have the one card combo, like where Rage is actually going to be necessary, I'm usually going to have about 3 hand traps usually is what it kind of comes out to. Is I usually have about 3 hand traps clogged in my hand, right? Or it's usually at least 2. So basically what I'm cool with is just kind of sitting on the XYZ with a recursion and then having the 2 hand traps to kind of like just win at that point, because you play right in, it's better than playing right into a Nib where you just lose your whole board. And a lot of the combos, I'll show you as I go through my deck, all the combos I made, so at least I have an extender through Nib, or I'm just fully just playing around through Nib altogether. So I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So again, the one card the Rage package I might consider again. I don't know, it depends. Just like kind of like test things out again, just because I like just theory crafting with the deck. But like I said, the other thing too that I didn't mention about the Rage package is that it fills up your scales, and a lot of people are on Mystic Mine right now because the card's actually really good right now. So if people are main decking Mystic Mine, you fill up your scales. If you don't have a card to like, you always want to keep your one scale open so you can get access to Orthros. Because if they drop mine on you, you have 2 full scales, you might as well just scoop your cards up, you don't have an out to it. So yeah, that's the theory behind that as well. It's like another thing to point out about that package. But Rage itself is really good to turn out hand traps, I guess. Standard, this doesn't change, right? Typhon was insane all day.
Typhon Vicio.
Yeah, Typhon Vicio. This is like another, again, this is like how you, it's an extender through Nib, and like going second, this card is really good too. I always keep this in when I'm in my siding patterns, going second, because it's just another push factor to send. And it just turns out spell and traps with the High King Genghis. So that's it for the monster count, right? I was thinking about playing DD Dog, but didn't go through with it. So this is it for DD. So you're going to notice I'm not playing the contract. I actually did not need it all day. So the reason why I cut it was because 1, it's usually a brick, and 2, it only ever, like literally ever, like let's be honest, it only ever comes up for the 2-card combo. So what I started doing for the 2-card combo was ending on, like, if I did open pretty good, I could still go 2-card combo if I could access to Orthros. I would still end on the same, like with the Siegfried, but all the 2-card combo does when you're playing the field spell is it adds on top a Siegfried. That's all it does. I'd rather, like, Headhunt with the rank 6 follow-up and the Machine X for 4 is plenty. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to try going without it. I never missed it all day, honestly. I was thinking about playing the other contract, the Entities, because it's a really good out. Because, like, my buddy was playing down on Morphia for this event, and I realized I had no out to Rex Term, and I noticed people were, it was actually starting to do well at events. So I was like, if I run into this deck, I just lose. So, yeah, so anyways, I didn't need that. Feel free to cut that card if you want. I didn't need it all day. And like I said, I'm orienting either the 2. I'm trying to play around his Nib as much as possible. And that combo also, thing to note too, is that combo also plays into Nib when you're playing the field spell. When you're going around it, you're basically doing the extra foolish for the Vice Typhon. So you kind of like go and make the rank 6 and stuff. And then if they do Nib you have Typhon to fusion summon. And it's a lot harder for them to actually, at least you can extend and on the XYZ with the Headhunt. Right, that's powerful enough, typically with hand traps. So, yeah, I found the field spell just wasn't worth it, and it's not even that good into any matchups, really, to be honest. So I'm still on the Small World package. I still don't like Piri, honestly, this format, because 1, Masquerade. Number 1 in Masquerade, and number 2,
Sword Soul too.
Sword Soul, it's not that big of a deal against. Masquerade is a pain, but the other thing too is that this card just makes it so much easier to make your 3-card combo. I love it. You can like switch out cards for hand trap. If you want to go for like a 2-card combo and you have extra piece, you can just make another hand trap. It's honestly really good. It's a -1, sure, but it's huge value, honestly. Yeah, I love this card all day. Eccentric 2 is actually really good. There's a time where it cleared a back row twice. One time it was a Brandon in red, and the other time, I forget what the other one was, but the other time where I needed an extra high scale, I wasn't able to actually grab one, so I had this in my hand, and I popped the Griffin out, and then I scaled the Eccentric, and then I could just do the full 2-card combo. It was actually pretty cool. So yeah, Eccentric's actually pretty nice, to be honest. So hand traps, this is what I was running today. And honestly, I was just seeing too many hand traps today. So with 40 cards, so yeah, I would honestly like, the only reason I'm on 2 imperms is because I want to keep it to 40. And this was enough. This is essentially just 12. Like when you're running 11, you have about a 43 or 44. Oh my gosh, okay. You have about a 43% chance to see any variations of these, and then it becomes about a 47 when you add this in. And this card, like essentially, if you pair it with like a nib, like if you go against Punk, Therion, they don't have like insane extenders. You nib them, and then you have Call By. You just get rid of the the scythe, and you're good to go. So it's kind of where the theory came from, but I wouldn't mind playing a 3rd imperm if I can find the room. Because imperm going 2nd when you just hard draw it, it's pretty nice. There was, I think, a time or 2 where I missed it, but like I said, the only time I lost today was from me just constantly. It was game 3 when I sided for going 2nd, so I just kept seeing hand trap after hand trap after hand trap after hand trap. And then against the Sword Soul player, I just seen hand traps and a Kepler, but I kept getting stopped on the Kepler, and it was just kind of bad. So yeah, but honestly, I seen 2 hand traps very frequently, and they were effective when I did see them. So you have to play it this far out because there's too many combo decks are just Punk Therion, or sorry, Punk Adventure is the best deck right now, and you need to hand trap that deck twice. So onto the extra. These 2, honestly, I kind of actually missed on the follow up. It never I never needed it, but I kind of missed like a 2nd fusion. Instead of playing Diarc, I actually might want to play a 2nd one of this going forward. But it might just be Diarc, so I can just add the fusion monster, the Swirl Slime, and just make that Diarc from there. But you really don't need it anyways. So going on to this. Yeah, so this is standard, right? And then the Psychic M Punisher. I summoned this card twice today. The one time I took when I played Dino, I took some guy's T-Rex, the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and I searched out Lammy, and I just made this and just cooked him. And then another game was against Branded Despia. You just summon this when you know you have game, and it's just, decks have no answer to this when you do actually put this out. The deck can make this fairly easily, so yeah. Psychic M Punisher was really good when I did see him. Honestly, it comes out, he's just that extra flex spot that like is useful to be there. Yeah, the good thing too is like he's just good. He only came up twice today, but it was worth it. It won me the games, and I actually did need him at those points. So XYZ are standard. I'm not gonna really go over this, right? Standard XYZ package.
There was one guy. Yeah, I was gonna say there was one guy running at 3.
Yeah, I think the guy at the Moncton Regionals running at 3. I've seen other people also running at 3. You could, but I've literally never needed this at 3. The only time you really need it at 3 is like if you overextend or it's a really grindy game, but it really depends.
It's
what you
deck
want to
space too. Yeah.
You honestly don't really have enough deck space.
Especially when you
It's that one flex spot. I'd rather play Pep. It comes up more, right? So 3 standard. So yeah, you have to play 3 Gilgamesh for sure. Onto the side. So for the hand traps, 3 token collectors. So Gamma was pretty good today. I just side the same with abundance of hand traps. Usually I side in 8 cards going 2nd, 7 or 8. Droll was really good today. I played my man, the DD guy that topped 32 in Montreal. I played him. I had Droll and Nib. Game 3 was kind of insane. So, and token collector. It was only for Sword Soul. Honestly, you could probably take this out of the side. It's good against like the adventure stuff, but it's really not going to do in a whole abundance. You'd rather just have other cards to stop them, right? So, but I already have imperms and everything in the main for that. So, yeah, it depends. Defensive cards. So anti-spell. Anti-spell's insane. Like I flipped this against the Despia, the one that lost to round 2. I flipped it game 2 with the Baron combo. He tried to cyclone it and he gave just scoops. So yeah, anti-spell's insane. It just turns out like 3 cards instantly, usually in people's hands going 2nd. And so cyclone, I honestly didn't need it. I figured I wasn't going to, but it really depended what I was going up against. There was a lot of Eldritch, right? But this deck very well handles with back row. It was just for like extra scythe protection, I guess, too. Reboot was insane. I rebooted the Salad player game 2. It was the 2-0, right? I rebooted him and just Baron comboed and just won. So it was kind of crazy. So yeah, guys, that's the list. Like I said, 40 cards. I wanted 40 because it just really helped me to... It heightened the chance of me getting the 3-card combo, the Baron line, while I also had... Playing 11 hand traps to call by, again, it was about a 43 to 44% chance to see 2, a minimum of 2 in my opening hand, and then with the call on top of the call by, I was like 44 47 or something like that. So yeah, it worked right. I seen it when I needed it. The deck was really good. There's no complaints about it. I might just keep theorying with it just to keep myself entertained over time. Like I said, like with different ratios, but with the format right now, you kind of need to be playing that many hand traps, or else you're just gonna lose to Punk, which is the best deck right now. But yeah, other than that, the deck performed well. Like I said, the only reason I lost today was because I just drew hands that, like, no matter what build you're playing, you'll see hands like that. Like, it was just annoying, but especially round 6 when it happened 2 times in a row, and I just lost out in like 5 minutes because of it. So it is what it is. But the last thing I think I forgot to mention too was a lot of people were hand trapping this today. It was a pretty big advantage for you, but not round 6, right? So alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. The regionals was fun regardless. Wish I did better, obviously, but I mean, I couldn't have done anything about it, so it is what it is. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Stay jacked.